Maybe someday I'll be cool and have like a real intro. Otherwise, it's just authentic here, everybody. Welcome. I think we're live. I don't know if I figured out
Yeah, we're live.
Instagram's going now.
It's
Oh,
going.
look at that. I figured out the gram.
Look at
Maybe.
you.
Welcome everybody. It's Tuesday, which means you get to stare at my ridiculousness and maybe learn one little nugget about whatever I'm ramped up about this week. So if anybody who's just joining, hello, I'm Tori. Welcome to Random Tuesday Tori, which is just a love child of mine where I decided nobody was talking about condoms and I didn't have a lot of resources to learn about the condom industry at the time. So I started reaching out to friends and mentors, and they all recommended I should start just rambling about it. So far, y'all haven't kicked me off yet. Thank you. But I'm Tori, the sales director over at Paradise Marketing. And because for some reason I just speak into the ether and beautiful people appear, like Miss Kianna today, we honestly threw this episode together in 3 hours.
Yeah.
But we've also been trying to connect on a personal level. We've been messaging a little bit. So it's kind of the perfect opportunity for us to have a show at the same time too. And you can watch us get to know each other and want to share resources. So I'm going to go ahead and let Kianna introduce herself really quickly.
Hi, my name's Kianna. I'm the founder of Solely Gazing. It's a content marketing agency for BIPOC content creators as well as sexual wellness professionals. And I'm a proud newbie. I don't care. Period.
I know. So I'm excited about a newbie because I was one. And I forget sometimes. There's about 2 or 3 years where I had coworkers have to go around and introduce me to everybody, which might be why I'm so passionate. A lot of people make fun of me. If you just saw me at AMI, I'm sure you heard this joke already, or you might have been the one to give me the joke, but it's I turn around and reintroduce everybody. And then maybe we'll have forgotten I introduced you, and it doesn't matter if I'm drinking or not. It'll just happen because I just want to make sure everybody has the resources that they want. Yeah. So again, I spoke into the ether and poof, a newbie appeared. And I thought we could kind of, see what brought her to this side of the dark side or the light side or the morally gray side. I don't know. The pleasure side, I should say, and kind of pick her brain. Because I know it's been an interesting time in the industry, right? A big boom in the pandemic of 2020, and now a lot of restructuring, as many companies are, right? Where I'm not necessarily hearing the reports of our pleasure industry being it's soft right now, right? We're hanging in there, we're doing good, but by no means are we Pfizer right now.
Right. Yeah. My journey, honestly, it just stems from me just having a bunch of time. And me just sitting and thinking to myself, where does my passion lie? Where my passion lives. I have a media background. I've done creative direction, photography, managed creative teams. And I did all those fun things as well as I was in retail sales. I feel like everyone starts in retail sales. So that's where it was. I was juggling. And then I was like, oh, I love marketing. And then going further into my journey, of recent, I was like, I love the sex space, whether it's sexual wellness products, where it's media, where it's tech. That's what I love. And I just dived in deep. And then another thing that really sparked my interest, it made me kind of become a social advocate, I guess. I would go on when I was doing my research, I would go on major cam websites or I would go on Pornhub. And I noticed that it would take me to the second page before I see anyone of color. Or I would see one and she's light skinned. And I'm like, okay. I would literally, me and my friend, we did this. And they thought I was tripping and I thought I was tripping too.
Oh my goodness, I would actually love to see the report because I like to digest those Pornhub reports that come out and just because I'm just curious about why people make the decisions that they make. Wow, this is very interesting.
Yeah, and that ties into what I was going to say. So when me and my friend, we just did this randomly, and I was like, yeah, it took me about a couple of pages to really actually see some type of diversity. And then a report from 2022 came out from Pornhub, and supposedly enmity category is the biggest category in the American market. So I'm thinking, okay, I don't see that much diversity because maybe it's not in demand on the home pages of those type of sites. But no, your stats show something different. So that was kind of concerning a bit. And then I would talk to a bunch of content creators and they would talk about how much they would talk about how they don't receive that much ROI from their, their creative, efforts on certain sites
I was
compared
like,
to.
there's no ROI on creative. That sounds okay. Go on. I'm like, this is a conversation you had with professionals. I'm like, everything I ever paid money for people to tell me is the best way to think about marketing and things like that just went out the window.
Yeah, I mean, and it's a hit or miss when you go because it's a wild, wild west on certain like campsites or just, as a content creator in general, it's always the wild, wild west. You're competing with a bunch of content creators. But when I did my market study briefly for Solely Gazing, I talked to content creators and they're like, yeah, sometimes it's really difficult. And they communicated is that they experience burnout because whether their white counterpart or their counterpart is getting those hits on OnlyFans or on Chatterbait or whatever, they're sitting there like waiting. They're waiting and they're waiting, and it takes a little bit more longer.
Because
So,
I this is very interesting. I haven't deep dived into like any of those stats or done a lot with the cam community, but I had assumed their affiliate marketing plans and their SEO was run just like any other business, where it's like, hey, I'm competing for best ebony category, or I'm competing for best amateur or whatever, and you're purchasing those keywords. But it sounds like there's a completely different model.
yeah, and then plus we got to think about when you're clumping a community in just one category, ebony, that's also a conversation, right? Because it's not just ebony, like black and brown bodies come in all shapes. So it's nice to diversify those 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 bodies, like locks or all black girl, and so we can create these SEO keywords and create more of a situation where people can just search, because I would have to search black such and such. I couldn't just put in that and
Oh,
then
it's a disaster trying to search for, I mean, anything on the internet, but now add like all the traffic junkie spam. Like, yeah, I could see where that's and there's a lack of education and communication about just this topic. Like, I get it. Humans have always like we need to put things in categories. It's just what we do, what our brains do. But like the concept of like, are the categories being well represented? And I know that sounds like a strange thing to ask of your cam community, but also I feel like Cam has had a lot more influence than some maybe major motion like pictures have, as far as like, because they can move quicker, right? So Cam people,
yeah, but
we're
I
looking at
mean,
you. We're leaning into this. I'm interested.
yeah, because I'm like, is it because it's like people have no problem looking at big booty? So it's like, okay, that's fair. Okay, well, just don't clump it in ebony. Just say, black alt girl or big booty or busties. Just create those opportunities.
Big booties for all.
Yeah, big booties fall. Create those
Shape or any
opportunities.
size. Yeah.
Yeah, so those creators can come on the front page, or the page is more
Come on the
diverse.
front page. I'm sorry, I'm immature.
No, period. Because it's like seriously, like if you diversify that front page,
Mm-hmm.
you never know. You'll be shocked, and by entering those certain keywords or considering those type of keywords or expanding the ebony category, you never know. Things might really pop off. So
That's really interesting. Yeah, I think somebody posted just recently on the P3 where they were talking about Walgreens is just likely buying up, giant keywords because they have the budget to, like vibrator. And so one of the first things you're seeing is a vibrator sold at Walgreens, to which brought up a great conversation about, competition in adult retail versus, big box or Amazon. But I think one of the comments was like, no, I welcome this because, yeah, sure, they're like grabbing, big money, but they're spending big money to grab big words, I guess.
right.
But it's like, okay, I'm obviously looking to, get some more information if I'm searching on the web. So it's like, it's almost like, I need to get my car fixed. Great. Am I going to go to the dealership that is like certified for my car? That is like makes sense for me in my Google search, or am I going to go to the like clearly Yelp ad page that was maybe poorly spelled out and missing spaces, right? Like
Right.
that's kind of how I would figure it out. I was like, ooh, Walgreens is where I just pick up and run, or I got to go hello, could you open the glass for me?
Period.
I already don't want to do that. So if I'm searching that, I'm like, great. Like now I already have said no to Walgreens in my head, even though it's number one. I can easily go to the next being an adult boutique, at least in my head. I'm corrupt though. I'm not a newbie now, apparently. Somebody told me that. I'm working on my 10th year. So
You're not, you're a veteran.
I don't know if that makes me a veteran yet or if veterans closer to 15. Again, I'm making it up now, right?
Yeah.
Can we all agree on our medals? But I think it makes me somewhat of a specialist.
Oh, okay. I like that, specialist.
Yeah. Maybe my specialty has kind of moved, right? We went from liquids and now we got latex and liquids. But I think maybe there's still some specialty as far as like what promotions maybe work or how to talk to people.
Period. Yeah. But it was just, that's what sparked it. And so in my mind, I'm like, okay, well, solely gazing will be that creative component for these particular creators because they experience burnout. So we want to prevent burnout for the particular creators and sexual wellness professionals. That's considered coaches, educators, even app developers. They either have a whole bunch of content, but they just don't know what to do with it, or they feel like the content creators, they feel like they're underrepresented. So
case in point, this show, I have a few episodes, but do they live anywhere but my StreamYard drive right now? I know.
But you're doing a damn thing though, because you're consistent.
Oh, well, thank you for saying it. It was kind of my, I have great, again, peers and mentors, and I've signed up with a cohort with Miss Ann Hottership at the EDSE. And one of the things that, we were talking earlier backstage about accountability. It was like, okay, I'm just going to do the thing. Oh, goodness. I am getting a father-in-law phone call and he rang twice. So Kianna, take the show for a sec, please.
This interlude. Let me see. Has anybody even commented? Can we even see comments in here? Let me see. See feedback. Okay, no comments. But shout out to Cece. I guess you can pronounce it Peter.
Sorry, we're all good in case anyone was worried. It's just Olivia, and I thought there might have been an emergency. She's fine. She just wanted to come home. Okay, baby, you can come home when I'm done streaming, okay? Okay, love you. Love you. Bye.
Hey, you was about to panic. You're like, oh my God.
Well, because the 2 in a row, right? That's what concerned me. I was all like, oh my goodness. Hey, did you find any comments? Because they're not showing up on my StreamYard.
I didn't see it on Facebook. I only see like the lights.
Okay, which is fine because I know like some people may be traveling. It's AVN time. I just want to make sure I wasn't missing anybody because I'm without our fabulous producer today who usually does some of this tech stuff because he's on his way to AVN. So if anyone's going to Vegas for AVN, go see Ryan. He's working the Sub Centrals booth with our friend Helene.
So lucky.
I know. Well, he's a great booth bitch. So I feel like that should just be his next career. Like he loves working a booth.
I would say maybe like booth slut.
Booth slut. Okay. Wench, maybe. I used to call him my kitchen wench when it was like I needed him to hand me like kitchen wench, hand me the knife or whatever. Because I was trying to be a pirate, maybe.
Yes, that sounds perfect. Oh, I loved AVN. I went to AVN back when it was at the Hard Rock, when there used to be a Hard Rock.
Oh my goodness. We might have run into each other and, I just had no idea. And here we are today.
Here we are, full circle.
Yeah, we went last year. Paradise did, but I know everybody's saying it's just too many shows. So I'm like, Ryan, you go to that one. He will be selling condoms at his booth, by the way.
Period.
So I'm like, hey, there'll be representation because I have also been that bad person that never noticed if there was condoms or not at AVN before I was thrown into this. So I was part of the problem too, guys. I'm trying to change it. So I'm here. Okay, so thank you for the small interlude, ladies and gentlemen. Let's try. We made some notes today, so I'll try and do the professional thing. So Kianna, can you maybe share an example of some content strategy like that you developed? Read me your fun resumes. Tell us the stories. How did they succeed and how did they not? Right. This is like newbies with different marketing, so to speak, lenses. Right. I'm interested to hear.
Yes. Well, so the clients that I've worked with previously, they're not cool as you guys are in this space. They do business coaching. I've had some fitness people. Yeah, it was interesting. But one of my highlights was this business coach. Her name was Paige. She was running an agency or a coaching, a consultancy service called Glass Always Full. And she came to
Oh,
me with
that's
a
a cute name.
It's really cute, right? That sounds like, okay. And I loved her personality. It was just beautiful. We connected. I don't know where we met, but we connected in person and it was amazing. And her problem was she wasn't getting enough traction to her website and she wasn't receiving enough signups. And she just needed more of that lead capture so she can actually have the chance to convert somebody. So I just assessed what her channels were. Her most cracking channels were LinkedIn and Instagram. So I went ahead and I developed content and copy as well as CTA copy because her call to actions were kind of blah.
Oh,
And
I should write that down in case people don't know. CTA is call to action. I didn't know that for a while. I know that sounds ridiculous. We're supposed to be like a resource, right? Let me see if I can banner it. Fun CTA equals, it's a resource, right?
yes.
Call to action.
And if you didn't get ROI, it's return on investment.
Oh yeah, that's a good one too.
Yeah, I'm done. So yeah, I just helped her with her copy and kind of restructured her website a little bit. So, the CTAs are obvious and everything was more accessible and straight to the point. And once when I created, really cool, assets, meaning like, just graphics and videos or whatever social media stuff she needed. Once when I created that and I created more engaging, CTAs, she got a boost. I believe she got a 40% boost in website views.
That's amazing.
Yeah, and also she converted 2 people from that. I forgot how many signups she got exactly, but I know she told me she was able to get 2 clients.
Hey, 2 more clients is better than the 2 clients you weren't gonna get, right? Like you never know who's gonna be your next $1 million customer. Seriously, because just
Yeah.
like strategy changes within your own business, it changes outside too. Sorry,
Yeah.
Pokey,
No,
you're on the
fine.
cord.
But it was really amazing just developing her strategy deck and just making everything concise as possible. And when I work with my clients, it's more of a collaborative relationship. I really like to over communicate because I'm so used to working with A-type personalities. I come from business. So most and own like business owners and stuff. So they're very like type A most. And yeah, you have to over communicate. You have to prove your point because they get a little bit like committed and they want to do it a certain way.
No, I get it though, because I think in most things, not all things, but let's definitely work at get type A. So if anything, I'm over communicating to Chris because I'm like, I just need, like, I'm gonna keep going, but I need you to like chime in if I'm going in the wrong direction, right?
Mm-hmm.
But then sometimes, at least I know for me, I struggle with, because I'm remote, I'm always like, hello, did you see this? I didn't get any comments. All right, did I do a good job or an okay job, bad job? But then that's also me being like, oh, I'm a cold store addict. Like, welcome. I need lots of good jobs.
Yeah, and half of the time it really is just being anxious, me over communicating and me responding so fast because it's either if I don't respond fast, I'm going to forget to respond. And I understand if you are waiting for someone to react, like act in an urgent manner, you sitting there waiting for that response can kind of drive you crazy. So I understand that. So I try to take that in consideration and try to reach out and be prompt as possible. So
Oh, that's great. Yeah, I'm, again, to make it about me and to vent. Oh my God, it's only Tuesday and I like forgot it was Tuesday. That's why I'm so lucky that, again, the universe has connected me with so many great people, like my guest here today. But also, like, I mean, that's just a blessing that I'm like, hey, I'm trying to do the thing and stay consistent and not let my negative self-talk get to me, right? Trying to help, and maybe I'll make some friends on the way, which is awesome. But I'm struggling with the, like, I'm trying to get back to everybody, but I care about being thorough. So instead of me being like, okay, I'll get back to you, or this or this, or maybe I'm worried I'm going to forget, it's taking me a while. So if you're still waiting on an item analysis for me from Amy, I'm getting to it. Like, comment below if you want me to prioritize you.
They probably don't even realize they're probably busy doing their other stuff. They probably
Which is true. I'm trying to do a decent amount of reading some self-help in between my smut, and one of the chapters was just talking about like, okay, by the way, we're all like prone to be very like self-centric. So like I'm worried I'm pissing everybody off, but like typically everybody else is worried about what they did or like something else. It's usually never you in the equation. And it's like I can tell myself this, but I'm like, why do I not believe it?
That's very true. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what it is. We can get in a whole deep therapy session of what that's about, but all I know is I
That's
always
Thursday therapy with Tori and Kianna.
Yes, new segment. Yes.
Learn. I don't know. We'll see, where I just regurgitate what I'm learning in my self-help books between smut, because somewhere there's reality in there, right?
Well, you have to communicate that, what you learn, right? You have to unpack that. So
well, I'm trying to. Me and my oldest daughter are in a bit of a conundrum where it's like I want her to feel supported and loved, but also I don't want her to be a quitter and not learn how to take accountability.
True. Is your daughter a teenager?
Well, she's 10, which I guess is the new tween anyways, because they grow up so quickly.
I mean, can you wait until like maybe 11 or 12?
No, not my girls, apparently. Not happening.
Well, just
we're all overachievers. I told you. I'm just kidding.
Just
but like, right? I don't want to beat her over the head with the fact that she made this commitment and she knows it, but that again, that's Thursdays. I'm going to be making notes for the random therapy sessions of Thursday. Wait, this is our safe sex-ish channel, right? So let's talk about like what you're doing as far as marketing and the media, and do you think that there's a place where it's easy and possible to communicate about safe sex and do that through maybe some marketing?
Yes. As my marketing initiatives, building assets and just building the imagery and the videography, what I've noticed that there's a lot of media where raw sex is just, it's became normalized. And now it's kind of communicating to the community that, okay, well, then I can just have raw sex on the first date, or like,
because the majority of people talk about it.
Yeah. Or like, I know this person for 6 months, so it's okay to like just do it raw. No, but there's so much streaming content out there where they are having raw sex and they're not wearing enough condoms. And it kind of brings me back. So the whole original concept, creative concept of solely gazing, the inspiration as far as branding, it comes from the 70s and 90s. I love those two eras.
Bringing it back. I love gold. You can't see the rest of my house, but it's all black, white, and like tchotchke gold from the 70s, 80s. I'm here for it.
I just love those eras, especially in the 90s. I mean, maybe it's me, what I've seen, but there was more videos where penis owners wore condoms and it wasn't a big deal.
They all used to wear that Crown condom, which still wins like best condom with a lot of these video stars. But it was that almost like flesh colored one that was like pink, because it's like great special latex, great price, and like thinner than, it's like the thinnest you can get and still have an FDA approval. And yeah, I'm with you. And now it's like I remember, again, TMI, but welcome to my show. Back in the days of college when I was a wee young, and the only porn I could really access was the fancy wicked porn, which I had no problem with. Great productions, right? But I always liked the story again back in Tori's college days. And it was like, even those were a little bit more like coupley, I'm gonna say. And we're wearing condoms. And now I don't know if it's just because a lot of pornography is consumed like on the internet and it's so fast and whatever, that maybe I'm missing it. I do have a job. I would love to sit around and do more porn research, but I got to answer all my emails. So maybe it's like, I'm just not aware of it, that people are not necessarily jazzed or enthused or encouraging condom use in pornography anymore. But
I did the research for you. I stay on Twitter.
That's why she's here.
My Twitter feed looks bananas. And I constantly see a lot of couple content creators not using any condoms. And when I finally do see a piece of content where a creator is using condom, I'm like, great, you're using.
Then I'm like, which one? You zoom in.
Yeah, I'm like super excited, but I'm just like, what happened? Because even in the mainstream media, in the 90s with hip hop and just with pop culture, they were bringing up that condom situation. They were bringing up the
Mhm.
conversation. Remember when Left Eye from TLC was wearing the condom on her glasses? Like it was, I seen it. I seen it as a child. So now I'm like, okay, I'm influenced and I feel more comfortable to have the condom conversation or to even use condoms to where now raw is the new thing. And that's a bit concerning.
Oh no,
And
yeah, I've seen it all over TikTok where it's a lot of the gay community will take just like 10 days of antibiotics and that's their cruising window and then it's stopped because again, I don't know if it's the access to condoms, which is a real thing. There's a lot
yeah,
of defunding of condoms out there, and even me trying to go and win city bids, they're not allowed the budget anymore. I digress. That's different, but so it's like I don't know if it's the lack of education or access because it's just not out there, or maybe I'm just more of a sensitive little butterfly in my stomach, but there's no way that I would want to take like monthly antibiotics over making someone use a dam, so to speak,
yeah.
right? And again, that's just, I'm in a different world right now because I am married and monogamous at the moment and all the things, but so I don't know. I'm here to have other opinions if anybody has one, but
It's
I
the
feel like
stigma.
the one-time use thing, the one and done thing is so much easier than the antibiotic thing to me.
And honestly, it's the stigma of like, I don't feel anything. That's it. It's all about pleasure and just preference. It's not about accessibility because I'm like, if you're prancing all over the internet, how do you have internet access?
Well, but are we seeing condom? I'm not seeing really outside of PS condom, right? For a little bit, I don't see a lot of condom advertising in Instagram or TikTok, right? Trojan does a great job, but it's still mostly mass media in commercials like video ads and magazine ads. So I'm like nobody knows. Like I didn't know. Again, I was part of the problem. I'm trying to like this guy is the graphene.
But you showed that I think the last time before, yeah.
Well, now it comes in a 3 count, and I'm really excited. I can't find my inflator right now, or I'd blow it up for everybody. Like, I thought it was gone. Seriously, guys. It's like, it's not that it's thinner, it's just the heat transfer is so good that
Mhm.
it's just, it's beautiful. It's perfect. Or like something in a polyisoprene. Like, I didn't know there was other options, so I can imagine a lot of people don't because, right, it's so much easier to walk. I'm not even joking. It's easier to walk into my Walgreens and find the plan B than it is to find the condoms.
Period. And so the two stigmas is either the person's allergic to latex or it's just uncomfortable. And
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, well, you have to take your time and actually shop for the right contraceptives for yourself, right? Like we have these products, we have a
How many
whole
birth
wall.
control pills did I go through before I found one? It still made me crazy and I took it for 15 years and got crazier, but still there was a lot of, why is it like, oh, I just used, I'm not blaming Trojan. He's keeping the lights on, but it seems to be, oh, I used a Magnum. I didn't like
Mhm.
it.
And then
So none of them work for me. I'm like,
one of
great. That condom is close to 50 years old now. There's been like, they even make a thinner condom than that now.
them.
So, right there, but also then I get grumpy. And the other side of me is like, hey, if I'm responsible for knowing, like, I got to wear a bra around all day, I needed to know specifically early on what worked for me and what didn't, and what shapes and what comfort level. But again, I could have walked into a Victoria's Secret and had someone help me with that. No one's really doing that, nor do I want anybody like measuring themselves in stores. Like, okay, there's boundaries, but it's again not necessarily spoken of up until the My One custom fit, which that's stop it, a different episode. And we're bringing that line in. Like that's the first thing I've really seen that comes with a like measuring tape in it, and it'll tell you like there are other options. Do you need to go wider? Do you need to go in length? It's not just, hey, I'm going to go buy the larger condom because sometimes it's not going to give you any width.
Right, right. And it just really comes down and as a marketing agency with, an advertisement, sector or, what's the word I'm looking for?
Division.
Division. I really was coming up with different strategies on how to incorporate more of that condom and just that safe sex education. And I was thinking there's, pegging, which is just anal now, but there's a lot of DOMs that are doing anal with their bottoms and they're putting on the dildo. So I'm like, well, put a condom on the dildo.
Oh my
Or
goodness. It's
just
the
like,
best thing.
Yeah, or just show off the different, type of sizes and components and features of the condom on
Or
the
like
dildo.
also how fun, put a glow in the dark or a tattoo condom on your dong. Now you have your dong you love and you get extra fun ribbing. Take it off, put a new one that could be part of the sensation play. And then guess what? Let's all not pretend that different, sex acts happen and you need to be cleaning up after then. Guess what? Just take the condom off, put a new condom on. They make them in a 3-pack, guys.
That's what I'm saying. Like simple things like that, just having that type of creative component to it and really, really utilizing influencer marketing essentially and just getting that word out. Or just simply just wear the condoms in your content pieces.
Or
So
like
that's something that I would heavily encourage my clients to do. If you're a content creator, I would definitely make sure to like let them know, like, hey, can you use a condom? Or if I get people that want me to use their condoms and do the whole influencer thing, I'd be like, hey, I Tori just gave me a new pack of the Flex condoms. They want to see how it looks, on video. Can you go ahead and just like use this in your video next time you're doing any type of pair scenes? And go from there. But that's one of the initiatives that I do want to focus on within my agency is encouraging people to use contraceptives or come up with content strategy, just come up with content concepts, and it involves safe sex. So,
or at least the conversation of like, hey, have you had, I know the kink community seems to be a lot more respectful about this, but like the idea of if you're fluent bound or not sort of situation, it's just kind of like people almost need to have the same sort of boundaries when they're walking into any situation, but it should include condoms, right? Like it should be a checkbox. I feel like that's how it is in Europe anyways, which fun fact, if you didn't know, obviously Trojan has domination of the market space out here in America. Everywhere else it's Durex. And it's not even like a thing. People just, and again, I've not been there, but from what I hear, like when you're dating, even on online dating, they have this whole discussion about which ones they're bringing. And if you have any sensitivities in case people, like it's just normal. Condoms are part of it.
yeah, correct. Yeah.
Interesting.
So, yeah, just definitely just encourage that conversation. And other than the kink community, a lot of the content that's getting consumed the most is amateur. And that's where you really see the use of just no
Oh,
protection.
I'm here for it. Again, I wish I could just watch porn 8 hours a day for my job. So I got Kianna doing the research for me, but I am of the mindset that like there's a lot of porn that is performative, including the idea that we don't need condoms, right? And
Right.
I know that they do their best to kind of, make that disclaimer and, hey, this is a fantasy, but, amateurs for the win for me. And definitely a lot of that, like, I think we almost got into it, but like ethical porn, so to speak,
Yeah.
where it's more realistic, like, right. All the people are going to go and be curious. So hopefully we can get just like a little bit more less performative out there and a little more realistic because it's no less sexy or less passionate, right? It's
Right.
just it's realistic instead of people thinking they need to be whatever body type that they typically see on the internet.
Mhm. Yeah.
So lots of soapboxes today, guys.
Yes, we went on a tangent.
I knew it was going to happen. I was like, it's fine. This is good stuff because we'll just unpack our relationship together online. It'll be a beautiful thing.
Yeah, so we didn't even touch how to be a newbie and how to navigate as a newbie at
Oh,
all.
so maybe we'll get into that.
Yeah.
So that was the section to make you think, guys. That was the critical thinking part of the lesson today. Thanks. We'll go into to my new friend here being a newbie, but not for long because right, we're dragging you to altitude too. I feel like that's happening.
Oh yeah, no, I'm getting there.
She's getting there. So we'll all have fun. You could just hang out in my booth the whole time. It'll be amazing. So tell me a little bit, let's talk about like hurdles as being a newcomer, and understanding kind of the depth of the industry, from a, traditional, what am I going to call it? Mass media advertising perspective.
Right. Well, based on my personality type, I dive in. It's either go hard or go home. And really, you have to have the time to really dive in. So just reaching out to people. And as I was transitioning, I realized the sex space in general has been the most welcoming industry I've ever experienced so far. I thought that I was gonna get like just that hazing phase or just that side eye, like, ugh, like who are you? And I have not experienced it yet.
Well, I've
Everyone,
seen it happen to others. So that just means you're not a jerk and you showed up with kindness. I will say this is a very forgiving and a very authentic industry.
okay, good. Because I'm like, hold on, I'm waiting for and that's just my corporate trauma. I'm waiting for like, what's the catch? But I'm like, let me not do that. Let me just seek in as much game as possible, talk to people. And that's how I've been navigating, just networking, having a bunch of virtual coffee chats, making myself known, sign up into communities like P3 and joining XBiz.
Which
Uh,
isn't P3 awesome? Can you believe it didn't exist until 2020?
it's amazing.
It's amazing.
It's
Thank you, Paul.
amazing.
I don't know that he's watching, but thank you, Paul.
And usually groups like this, they're either they're non-active or it's just a person reposting a bunch of spammy
Yeah,
like
or it's spammy, it's the same content, or it's too whiny over and over. Like I thank you again to the admins and our fabulous Molly, but I feel like it's not that. Like it's got a respectable place to have a conversation, right? A Discord versus sometimes I feel like I talk to other people or family members and it's like, all right, we got to make sure we don't talk about the politics, the religion, or the money. Okay.
perfect. And that, yeah, just joining a bunch of communities and really actually taking the initiative to do as much research as possible. You cannot be lazy, and this applies to anything. You cannot be lazy transitioning anything and think things are just going to come to you. It's nice to network and have those opportunities, and hopefully someone pulls strings for the most part. But you have to take that initiative. You have to show your passion. You have to do the research so you can get those people like connecting with the beautiful Tori. Like, I don't think you would have
Please,
connected
anyone
with
that wants
me.
to come on, I wing the show. You'll just get an email from me on Tuesday and we'll make it happen. But yes, thank you.
But I don't think you would have really took me seriously if I was just sitting on my ass and I just posted every now and then.
No,
No.
I would have like honestly thought you would have been like not interested, right? Like it was because you were active and then like reached out to me. Like I don't want to go and spam everybody and be like, hey, do you want to come and chat for an hour about sexual health and wellness and maybe some commodity sales and what other porn bullshit we're gonna bring in there?
Yeah. Yeah. So I'm just like, no, you have to be very hands on. Like, I'm in sex tech school, which is a great program. I'll tell you about that later.
No, I'll need you to send me the stuff because
I
I'm
will.
again I mentioned I'm trying to work towards my certification because I get a lot of questions with the world of condoms and I feel privileged to, but I'm not prepared in all the things yet. I'm a salesperson by trade.
Yeah, but that's been a great community itself. And then just taking e-courses. What is it called? Is it Williams Trading
Yeah,
University?
Williams Trading University. Oh my goodness, I just talked to them today to get our condom guide going. We had just a hot mess of the end of the year last year, so we're moving forward.
Yeah, so that's been a really great resource. And just reading and being on Twitter, I literally, is it submerge or immerse? I just dug in deep as
She's in
hell.
it. She's in it.
I'm in it. It literally started with, okay, I'm laid off, I feel miserable, wah, to, what am I actually passionate about? Sex. Okay. And then the next thing I know, solely gazing just started off as a logo in my head. Then the next thing I know, I convinced my mom to find me a graphic designer, get the graphic done. And then I'm like, okay, well, to
But you're
start with,
doing the thing.
I'm doing the thing. And I'm like, if I'm going to develop a business or just be in the industry, period, you have to do research. And I'm now here talking to Tori.
Oh no.
Yeah.
And again, I was whining earlier where I was like, I felt like I didn't have a lot of people to learn from. And then all these great mentors kind of came through the woodwork because Chris just bought the business a year ago too. So he's new, commodity sales versus luxury liquids are a little bit different, but I didn't have like, the tenured people to do that. So we dug in and here we are, right? Being in a space where it's like, I don't want anyone just because I suffered in trying to get the information. I would love to share it with anybody, right? Because
Mhm.
I did the work and I'm not that person that's like, you also have to do that. I'm like, no, but if I give you like, you need to do something with it, right?
Period. Yeah. And just being very resourceful. It was actually funny. Hey, Lou. Okay, perfect.
Oh, it's Lulu. Wait, hold on. I'll post you now. Legit.
Perfect.
Lulu.
Yes.
Lulu, are you going to altitude? Or wait, it's probably too far because of New York.
Yeah,
Is your life?
yeah, yeah.
Or tell me if Chrissy's coming because I miss you all.
But yeah, being resourceful. I actually was talking to another newbie. Shout out to the homegirl Chloe. I don't know if she's a part of the PE3 community yet,
Oh, well,
but
you should invite her.
what's her name?
I said you should invite her.
I did.
Oh, okay, good.
I did because I'm like, she was like, I'm so nervous because we met from another sex health group. It's like Women of Color Sex Health Group or whatever. I think that's what it's called.
So many groups I don't even know about.
Yeah, and we just connected, and she was like, I just graduated and it's overwhelming. Like, I don't know where to start. And I told her, yo, just dig in, just go, just get in there, just talk to people. Where she felt intimidated by industry leaders and just people that seem like they're industry, well, they are, but the big people, and you get intimidated. And I had to tell her, like, these are people. Like, at the end of the day, if they don't reach out to you, they don't. But be consistent, talk to other people that's around them, and eventually something will happen. And I just told her, like, just dig in, start networking, start talking to people. I sent her a bunch of links to all the groups and Slacks I know, all the resources. I invited her to the xbiz.net, and I just told her,
That's
go wild.
awesome.
So
That's awesome.
yeah.
No, I love that because again, like you don't know what you don't know. So we're here to help with the resources.
Yes.
Yes, Lulu, you should come next year. Altitude's been an awesome show. And are you saying Chrissy's going to New York to see you in an event? This is a sidebar conversation of no, but you and Lulu should hook up. She's also a sex educator. She's got her podcast with her husband Mario. She's got the Lulu cherry bomb stuff. We used to do she says we need to connect. Oh, let me post it. Yes. See, this is what the show's for, the connecting and the brainstorming and the researching. And so she does whatever needs to get done. Right.
Yeah. I believe I've seen her on Facebook. Maybe we are connected already. Oh, and Carly. Shout out to Carly. I want to be close to Carly.
Oh, Carly S.
Yes, I love her work. She's like inspiring me, like my copywriting.
Oh, I know. She's on my list too to email. I don't know that she's listening because that would be awesome if she did, but I doubt she is. I owe you an email because I want to send you some samples, like that flex condom or the swirl one.
They're famous. They do big things. I don't know. Maybe we're too small.
I know, but they're so famous and they always still stop by my booth. So I feel so blessed and I want to make sure that they still get the things they need.
Yes.
Oh, you're watching on Instagram. I forget about that one. Does it show me condoms comments here? No, it just oh, hey, Naughty Dreams is here. Yay. Oh, and Brendy joined. That's exciting. I forgot about Instagram. I just learned that I can stream it from this thing too. Yay.
Yes.
Oh, Chrissy was watching on Instagram. You're so cute. Thank you.
It's nice.
Oh, February 10th is your okay. Well, let's hook up later if you guys need condoms or at least flex condoms, right? I have cute little matchbooks for it's a whole new hybrid condom. We'll talk later.
You know what? There was some condoms that I found, and I'm gonna send you the link and you can educate me on them. They were skin tone condoms. They were super cute. And
I think I saw them pop up a while ago, and I probably spammed them, being like, "Hey, do you need distribution?" Them and Unique. Unique's not. I don't think their registration's done yet, but I'm stalking them. You always need condoms. Okay. Yes.
Perfect.
I'll help you out. You know, you have my emails. Wait, I can banner it like a grown up. Here we go.
Yeah.
This is me being my own producer.
Producer.
It's me. I'm the producer.
Yeah, I was like, and I really want that to be a thing too, skin tone condoms, because maybe that would motivate people to actually wear them more. Because aesthetically, visually, seeing like just a cream colored condom on a darker skin tone, it's kind of obvious and on the nose, and it's like it looks. The only word that comes to mind is bulky, but that's not the right word. But it just
I get what you mean. It doesn't look coordinated.
Yeah,
maybe someone wants to feel coordinated. I get that.
Yes.
But also, I just want to remind people that sometimes it's fun. Like we do have the tuxedo one by Lifestyles and all the other assorted colors. So sometimes it's fun to that's one of my favorite condoms to give away. People are like, "What? You make a black condom?" I'm like, "Why not?" That's like black is my favorite color regardless. So, you know, it's like, why not do something fun? Like or like with the swirl condom, I was like, no one's penis is going to do this at the top and be that bulbous. Okay. Something will be wrong with you. Just because it's different doesn't mean it's bad. It's just
Right.
different. Enjoy it. It's fun.
It's fun. And if you're into the whole dom and sub type of vibes, black is authoritative. So there you go.
I just think it's just black is hot.
Yeah, black is hot. But yeah,
Black
if you're into that whole thing, then black means authoritative. So wear the black.
There you go. See? Be authoritative. Be assertive about your sexual safety.
Yes.
It can be sexy and necessary because you know what's not sexy, ladies and gentlemen? Syphilis.
Oh.
Not sexy. Ooh, I haven't scared you with all the syphilis stats. That's a different episode then. But
that is definitely a needed episode. And I really want an episode where we talk about elders. I saw like
oh my goodness, they're so on my list. I just got to clean up this channel because it's been near impossible for me to break into some of because yeah, I this could be me being dramatic and I haven't done all my research, but I feel like this is a form of elderly abuse because for the most part, I feel like I go in and I try to like ask people about the things and where they're buying condoms and what their life is. It's either this is a religious based facility, therefore we will not provide them because we don't want to be encouraging the sex, or the families are so uncomfortable with the idea that their mother, who's been married to their father for 50 years or whatever, is now off somewhere else and maybe would like to enjoy the, you know, the world that is her birthright of pleasure. So
yeah,
I would love to. That would be a great one. But then I need like a lot of people to come on and brainstorm for me because it's on my attack list. I just, you know, I got to make money in this channel before my boss is going to let me like go do other stuff. But I agree. It's so important. And again, there's been so much innovation between when an elder person might have needed condoms or was wanting to use them and then compared to where they might be now. Like I'm also hearing so many stories about couples that, you know, unfortunately have, you know, maybe gone through chemo or, you know, with surgeries or other things. They can't be on birth control. And, you know, a lot of husbands don't want to get a vasectomy. So it's like, what do you do? Or even just in a period of like, you know, this month I'm on antibiotics and stuff. Like sometimes, by the way, birth control and your antibiotics are both digested through the small intestine. So yes, it is not a myth that you can potentially get pregnant if you're birth control. Like it depends on the person, but it is possible.
Oh shit. I learned something new.
This is coming from this. I only know these random things. Sorry. Side note. The person who wasn't using condoms and both my children showed up when they wanted to, but I was on birth control. So IUD for the first one and then pills for the second one. So it just is my story is like they showed up when they wanted to, but right. There's things that happen, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes. And they're like, my mom, she's single. And I'm like, she does have her condoms, but they're expired. So I'm like, Mom.
Don't. No, you know what you should use the expired condoms for? Someone told me is that you should pack like your toiletries in them because they're already expired and just like throw your shampoo in it and tie it off. It won't explode. And like, so who fucking cares? I was like, oh my God, that's brilliant. Or like me and my, like, you know, if I'm traveling with like lube, because that happens in my job, throw all the lubricants in my expired condoms or like my whatever extra condoms I have. I'm like, that's great.
Look at you. You so sustainable.
Somebody told me about that. Miss Jamie Joe. She's like, that was her like whatever. You right. See again, the show, you just get a nugget. Or that was her little testimony. It's a fact. Yeah, fact. They do not tell you that if you're on antibiotics and birth control that they can cross counter. Yes. See, I just was verified by an actual person who finished all her sexual education stuff. So thank you. Look, and then great tip. I need you guys to sign up to the StreamYard at some point because now I got to go look. Thanks, Lulu. Great topic, great tip. But then I got to go look at the other screen and be like, who's talking to me? I don't know. If I could I think it's just because P3 is like a private page. I was like, if I could just make it not be, but then it upsets all my other stuff. We'll figure this out.
Everybody. But yeah, I'm definitely looking out for that elder because I did see like a stat where elder people they catch things And that scared me because I'm like, I don't
Well,
want.
and they could have, compromised immune systems with medication or whatever illness. So of course it's like, don't, uh, when I'm on my other Facebook channel, it's on StreamYard. Yeah, see, but I don't know why I can't show your name, Lulu. I'm assuming that's Lulu. Yeah, I don't know.
Listen, we talked about everything.
We
But
did. I know.
movie stuff.
I'm like, now that we have like people commenting, I'm like, well, I don't know. My kid wants to come home, so maybe I should let her come home in a minute. Okay, I'm going to attempt to wrap up, but in my I have 3 hours to plan a show, I got way too much. I'm just going to have Kianna come back.
I'm glad to have come back. We
Yeah.
touched on it. We were on topic. We were.
We started navigating, but we'll come back and see how some of her stuff that she was able to implement. Seems like she's got a lot of great resources and she's willing to share. We'll check back in. We'll follow up on that, and then we can kind of get back into like the legacy and her legacy people versus a newbie sort of perspective.
Yes.
We didn't even get to touch on corporate trauma, which is something I just want to bullshit about anyways.
Yeah.
And then we always rope it back to the importance of sexual education, right? Because that's what we're here for. So we can do all that another time.
Yeah.
Right? You'll come back.
I'll come back. I ain't doing nothing. I told you I got all the time in the world now.
This is perfect. Who knows? Maybe we'll stream live from altitude. That could be fun.
That would be fire.
That would be fun. Let's put it in we'll figure it out later. Okay. So key takeaways. We're gonna wrap this up with some key takeaways, which I find to be that Tori and Kianna can't stay on track, which is fine because it's a web stream and it's supposed to be like everyone's having a dinner with us. So welcome. You guys are here as I'm getting to know my new friend. But also, there's not enough representation in whatever categories that authentic people of color or whatever, non-performative sex and all the ethical pornography conversation came up. We also talked about being a newbie, right? And that Kianna's had like so many great opportunities to connect with everybody, but she's also a badass and has a lot of creativity to give to the world. And I think you are, wrong one. I think you are looking for a forever home at some point.
Yes.
On here, you can see my name. Oh, I know, but it won't let me do it. It's the stupid thing, right? LOL. That's why you have to tell StreamYard I'm allowed to say, I'll say it again, but I don't remember what it was. But yes, you have to tell StreamYard because P3 is private, even though I could see you on Facebook, right? Like on my other screen. I can't post you on StreamYard without you telling StreamYard on this, where's my banner? Thanks, producer Ryan. He made one. Without going to this one and saying, yeah, you can see my avatar because they want to make sure, I guess I'm not like outing you accidentally. So there's that. All right. So thanks, guys. Kianna, anything else you want to wrap up or, words of wisdom you want to impart, I guess, until I drag you into the next show because we got too much to talk about.
The words of wisdom, I want to keep it like a cliffhanger. Is that what they call it for the next
show? Yeah. You're going to leave a carrot, right, for the next show?
Leave it up. But if anything, follow me on Instagram, Solely Gazing, SOULEY GAZING.
Wait, SOULEY
GAZING. I hope I spelled that right, child. But yes, Solely Gazing. It's still a brand new page. Listen, we're super, super startup. So, but just show my Instagram some love.
That right?
Correct. Perfect.
Boom, I did the things.
Look at you.
Produced today. Also, ladies and gentlemen, I didn't say that this was Insta, but if you don't know that the @ is Insta and not Twitter now, I can't help you.
I mean, it's the same thing on Twitter. I'm on Twitter, I'm on Instagram, and I'm on LinkedIn, Solely Gazing. Feel free to interact with me. Like Tori said, yes, I'm trying to find a home, but we're going to get there. And in the meantime, between time, I'm just going to come back to the show and just chat it up with y'all. I want to make genuine connections. So we out here.
See, and that's like the whole point of the show for me anyways, like educate, give people a little nugget, maybe a little inspiration, and then just, right, maybe make some friends on the way, really.
Yeah.
All right. Well, everybody, thank you so much. Thank you so much to my fabulous new guest today in BFF, Lulu and Chrissy. We got to you have my emails, or you'll just ping me or whatever, and I'll set you up with Miss Kianna because I have her email now. Haha.
Perfect.
And we can work on some collaboration or just make sure we're all meeting up next time. If not altitude this year, you're good. We'll just do the stuff. I am going to attempt to be a professional and say that the teaser for next week's episode, I will have one of the marketing and sexual educators from actually Global Protection, which is One Condom, Trustex, and Atlas, come on the show. And hopefully I can convince her to kind of like walk through the new My One line a little bit, because that's the cool one with all the extra like fun sizing. But it's a little bit like, it's new, it's different, right? They do their sizes by letters and numbers to be more discreet. So, right, if someone needs a 6-inch condom, they don't feel weird about it saying 6 inches. Or if you need, like, I think they go up to 8.5 inches, guys, which technically, because you get about an inch or two of stretch, that's really like a 10 or 11-inch condom. So it's like a size for everybody, but they decided to do it in like a different color coded system, which can be confusing for your customers, so that it was discreet. So, and she's coming next week, which I think is the 30th. Yes, the 30th, because if you didn't know, the 1st of February, everybody, is Measure a Penis Day. Woo!
I'm done. Random question. Are you going to be at Champs? Because I'm also going to be at Champs too, for sure.
Oh, shoot. No, I won't be at Champs, but all my holiday partners are going to be there. Okay, and they're setting up, like they'll have, I don't know that they're bringing in the one line yet, just because I'm still like working on launching it. Okay, so make sure you go follow Naughty Dreams. So yes, she'll be on next week. So I did like grown up plan one so that we can pick her brain and talk all things. So just quickly, Global Protection. Again, I mentioned the brands, but also they're owned by the biggest latex company in the world, Carex, which works out of Malaysia. So it's great that they're able to do, right, because all the trees are in Thailand, Malaysia, right? So it's great that they have something in the States too. There, so that way we can, if you ever need like a private label or like you need extra like condom runnings or stuff, like they have enough here stateside to support, and they can still, do everything out there. It's pretty great, but it's going to be fun to pick their brains.
Yes.
All right, Kianna, you wanna sign us off? You want to do the like, hey, thanks for coming. I'm Kianna. Follow me here. You want to do your shameless plug?
I already did it earlier. Listen.
Okay, well, I didn't know if you wanted to like end it, right? So when we clip this later at the end or something, it's here.
Just make sure you come back and see us, where you can learn about condoms, lubes, safe sex, and you can just enjoy our rambling. So make sure you come back next week.
Aw, thanks. Ooh, hey, Lulu's even. Oh, look at her. Hey, love, great show. She's so cute. Okay, thank you. We're signing off for real, guys. We're texting Lulu back, and we'll see you all. See you next Tuesday.
See you next Tuesday.